Drones can be fit with a lot of probes, sensors, magnetometers, and high-powered cameras, including, let's say, mine detectors, to provide a lot of security for our Jawans in the border areas. As you know, that from a global perspective, drones have been significantly utilized in warfare for a variety of different applications. One must understand that it is not just from a hardware or a physical perspective that you can utilize a drone. It is also via software and firmware and commandeering those the control systems of the drone, where you can in fact ensure that the drone is captured and it is landed safely.
So we know that drones today are being used in multiple sectors. They have the multifaceted means today. So from agriculture to land mapping to providing any last mile connectivity through drones. So I want to particularly touch upon the area which involves national security, and I'll start with your recent collaboration with the Indian Army. So you have been providing your expertise in the form of drones, and that'll again help the army in carrying the tactical and strategic operations like demining. I was reading about that. So if you could walk us through how it'll first again the help the Indian army, and how it'll act as a force multiplier for them.
As you know, that from a global perspective, drones have been significantly utilized in warfare for a variety of different applications, most notably in the Russia-Ukraine war. And a lot of insights and knowledge has been gained in the global drone ecosystem in terms of how best drones can be utilized for strategic, tactical, surveillance, and other applications when it comes to warfare. But the recent work that we've been doing with the army, of course, a lot of it is confidential. But what I can share with you is that there is, apart from the destructive purposes of drones or the surveillance purposes, which is just to note, drones can be fit with a lot of probes, sensors, magnetometers, and high-powered cameras, including, let's say, mine detectors, to provide a lot of security for our Jawans in the border areas, to unearth a lot of, let's say, landmines and traps that enemy forces or troops will be able to provide. So I think drones from a protective perspective has a large role to play. And of course, we are developing a very, very advanced drone which will be revealed at the Defense Expo on October 18th to 22nd in Gandhinagar. We believe that there is going to be a significant demand and a surge of attraction when it comes to drones in the defense segment, because of the capabilities of what drones can do and what credibility that they have established in the past. The most important thing that we need to keep in our minds is that we are not risking human lives, and drones are also a lot more inexpensive compared to traditional fighter jets, and they can be programmed and a lot more accurate, and there is a very limited amount of human error when it comes to these drones in combat and in warfare. So we believe that India is making rapid strides in the global drone community, and Garuda Aerospace is spearheading that effort into providing solutions which are made in India to the Indian Army, the Air Force, as well as the Navy.
I want to know about like what are the areas right now you think that you want to touch upon in terms of the development of the new drones, especially in the taking front of the national security. So if you could walk us through that.
Whenever we talk about development, one must realize that it is not merely a feat of innovation or ingenuity, or you cannot claim appraisal just by merely developing drones without receiving actual feedback from your end client. We need to understand the problems and the issues that are faced on the ground zero by our Jawans and by our military commanders, people who have been on ground, people who understand what are the nuances, especially in terms of altitude, in terms of enemy preparation levels, in terms of what type of user applications that needs to be developed. And it is only based on those inputs as well as experience from on ground level that innovators and entrepreneurs and companies like Garuda Aerospace can actually start building solutions. And one of the key aspect of the entire process is a lot of experience. I believe that startups will get very carried away with the energy and enthusiasm and develop technology, but until and unless it is guided by good sets of advisors, people who are wing commanders, captains, group captains, people who have been in combat, who have seen drones in action, can advise us on how best technology can be leveraged to tackle issues that are prevalent in the front lines. So we believe that it has to be a good combination of youth, innovation, and experience to ensure that we are coming up with good products that can serve our Jawans and protect them on the in warfare.
That we are talking about the development, I also want to touch upon a topic which is again is at the utmost importance, is counter drone technologies. You are also currently in collaborating with DRDO in that front. I was reading that electromagnetic systems are currently in process. Laser guided neutralization is also in process. I want to know from you, what are the things that you are currently in collaboration with DRDO you are doing in that front?
From a perspective of creating anti-drone technology, most technologies that are currently there are in terms of jammers, in terms of if they can capture the drone utilizing a net by dropping something or by shooting it down. But one must understand that it is not just from a hardware or a physical perspective that you can utilize a drone. It is also via software and firmware and commandeering those the control systems of the drone, where you can in fact ensure that the drone is captured and it is landed safely. Just in case if it is carrying any payloads which are harmful, if you shoot it down, or if you are able to make sure that it drops, or if you jam it, ultimately it can create a collateral damage wherever it lands or wherever it crashes. So we want to negate that, and our solution and our proposed technology that we have taken forward significantly since the last time that we announced it is has been into commandeering the enemy drone and ensuring that there are multiple layers of within the radius of the wherever position that we are protecting, and where the counter drone systems or the anti drone systems will be positioned. So if we are protecting such a high value homeland, then we need to ensure that there are multiple layers, not just one or two layers in terms of lasers or jammers. We also need to have very, very powerful computer systems that can ultimately commandeer the enemy drone and land it safely without any collateral damage. So that is as much as I can share with you at this moment. But rest assured, we are trying our best, working day and night, to come up with solutions that can protect our front lines and our troops and our Jawans.